Yeah, I think we'll wait for another few more minutes to wait for other people to join us.
Okay, I think we can start now. And good evening for everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today we will dive into building single source of truth. And please welcoming us. My name is Christina Natalia. And also our speaker today will be Chin Han Zong as a product manager from Londro.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Okay, so we can just start.
Okay. So today topic, right, is actually we're focusing on the building single source of truth. And so I will try to explain to you what it means by building single source of truth, and how is it in the context of self-service laundry, and why is it important for you to do that, and actually on the implementation, and like for example on how Laundro can actually help you to achieve that, right? So so to build a single source of truth, right, it came with a problem. We call it a data silo. If you know, for you to know what is silo, right? Silo is means that there's unknown of data. The information is not being shared, right? So what it causes is that it causes the data is inconsistent, right, and inaccurate. So what happened is that the report will be updated differently and it's not reflect properly. So so give like let me give you an example. Like for example, your you have two outlet, for example, and then the coin that is being collected, or the cash that being collected in outlet A and outlet B is different and it's not updated properly, right? And maybe in a different time frame for you to make a judgment is very hard. And you may also realize that they may happen things like duplicated entry. There's some missing information. For example, if you have a process to make a counting on the cash count on every single machine. You realize sometimes it may happen that they miss the machine, or the information is actually outdated, and it make you it actually causes another like trust issue, that it make you very difficult to trust the information that is given to you, because you don't trust whether it due to also the process, whether you don't trust whether it's collected properly, whether they do a proper counting. So these are the challenge actually. So also you realize that it's very hard for you to do decision making, right? Which mean for example, you have to analyze information. Let's go for example, you have a dryer sales, washer sales, right? And then you have two-person that doing the collection. First dryer sales is showing a different data, washer is different data, and then they are all uploaded into a Google Sheet. And some use paper, some use Google Sheet. So you have to collect the the paper only, or they only when they bring it to the office, only that they will upload in the system for you to actually analyze. So the whole process, right, it make you very difficult for you to analyze it, right? And of course, this process also this complexity, right, in collecting the information will also directly increase your time and effort because you need to waste all the time to search and to reconcile the data from a different source. And actually, it's hindering your productivity lah, where you should be able to work faster, but you did not able to, right? So, and why is it? Why? What in a sales service context, right? So when you try to get some question, right? You try to answer some question. For example, should you increase your capacity or should you decrease your capacity? So what do you want to know? You want to know what will be the sales for machine type, what are the sales by kilo, right? What are the preference for your customer? Okay, next, let's say you have a next question that you try to answer. How to know which is the best campaign work best for your business, right? Is it voucher? Is it online promotion? Is it a flyer giving out, right? How do you have and how do you able to capture all this information, right? So the next thing you want to decide what is the best day for your business, when is the best hours for your business, right? And let's say you do a refund, right? How the refund is being recorded, what is the total value of a refund being done or the discount being given in that specific month, right? So all this, the information, like for example, the reports will be available in Laundro itself, of course, right? So so in this case, right, you see, when you try to answer the similar question with in for your business itself, right? So what is important is what we call known as the single source of truth. It means that you have a repository to tell you what the most accurate, complete, and updated data, right? Okay. So what it means by that? It means that a centralized location. Central location, it means that all data actually point to a single, for example, simple single application, which it eliminate actually the risk of inconsistent that you have to copy from the Google form, Google Sheet, or the modify or from the paper, the process of uploading from the paper into a system into your Google Sheet Excel. So it eliminate that because everything is consolidated in a central position. So then we talk about consistency. Consistency, it means that any update that is being done, it will be reflect throughout the whole organization, and everyone can see. Your sales team can see, your marketing can see, your operations can see. So the information will be shared properly, right? And then the data accuracy with the proper governance on your data and policy and procedure, right? You have the control to make sure, right? The data in the we call it the single source of truth, the dashboard or everything is up to date and it's complete, right? And then in this case, right, it actually solve the data trust issue. You can actually uh use and believe and the information that being captured is accurate, right? So I give you one for you to visualize better, right? Imagine you are doing an online shopping website, right? In Shopee, right? They they have to keep track of the inventory, right? So that they don't sell things that are out of stock for you. So to do that, right, they need to have one database that or one central information central place, inventory dashboard or what, where they can actually record every sales, every restock, and they will know exactly when is it available, right? So that database we call it their single source of truth. Okay, I hope we give some insight. So for you, for yourself, right? In your process of trying to build this so-called single cell of truth, right? There's a few factors that you're considering, right? Your volume, the complexity, how much is it you need a real-time data or you're analyzing a historical data? And what will be your budget or resources or technical expertise that you have in your current organization that can actually help you to manage it better, right? So all in a common approach, right, on how we actually con uh achieve all this is that you can either build a warehousing service, you can use some ERP that some organization will use the ERP, or you can do something we call it the data master management system. All of this, right, it came with their pro and con, right? Of course, for example, trying to build a data warehousing, right, it required a significant investment upfront for you to build the infrastructure. Okay. And is then the second thing we talk about ERP, right? ERP would be like centralized central data repository where what it provide you, but at the same time it is more complex and it's quite expensive because it may not be suitable if you have a smaller organization and you require just a simple data, right? So the next thing you talk about the MDM, which you actually have a master data management, right? It's same thing is you have to make sure that you have to put a significant investment to build up the infrastructure and also cleaning the data. You have to make sure that all the data that's going into the system itself is actually it's not a dirty data. It means that it's a trustable data, right? Okay. So let's talk about in the context of using Londro as your single source of truth, right? So in this case, Londro, right, by itself will provide sales data for you to see. It means that it provides a different channel, different method by hours or by machine type for you to actually do some decision based on the sales information, right? We also provide you, Laundry itself also provide you with customer data. They allow you to know who are your active customer, who is the customer that is lapsed. Lapsed, it means that they are stopped using your service for a while, right? And also things like their feedback, like their detail, their profile, what is their spending behavior, what type of service that they use on you. We also have things like the marketing data, like what are the campaign type, the promotion mechanics that you use that are effective for yourself, right? The equipment performance would be like we talk about your utilities, utilization, like your maintenance record, right? Okay, speaking about this, it also happened that in some case where when the customer they don't have a so-called single source of truth, everything is message is captured through WhatsApp. So give it your example. You have two or three outlets. So how do you manage it by to do a separation? So you actually create a three WhatsApp group for you to capture all the information that what happened in that specific outlet. Okay. The next thing is that for you to import information from the WhatsApp into some of your data platform for you to actually make the decision based on the overall pictures, that will require a significant effort for you to actually translate it into something that is able to visualize for you, right? Then of course we talk about things like inventory, the cost on how the operation cost is, your electricity, your water bill, right? Your rental, or your inventory as a detergent, right? How much is it? You may not see significant now as you scale into having more and more outlet, you see that it actually will represent some significant amount in your data that you have, right? Okay. So to give you a better visualization, now I'll talk about like for example, you want to see a Londro, how the sales for the past 12 months, whether it's improving or it's not improving, and how is it improved through whether it's improving through the additional outlet or it's not improving through the additional outlet, right? So we have this record, and then we have sales distribution. You can sales distribution by your coin, by the cashless, by the weight size that you have, how many numbers of how is the distribution of it, right? Whether people will be happy when you do it at 10 kilo or 20 kilo, right? So we also have things like a customer review, where it is represent part of your customer data. right? It means that the feedback that is being given by the customer to you. This is one of the challenge in a so-called call it unattended retails. It means that the your retail outlet you don't have any people that are taking care of it. It's very hard for you to know what happened to your outlet and what the customer thought of. What is the customer experience while using your outlet itself? So this information is captured through Laundro itself and reflect into the dashboard itself. So if you were to take some action based on the review, you have the opportunity to do it, right? Okay. So when we talk about this so-called single source of truth, right? We from Laundry itself, we believe that the future of data management in self-service laundry, you'll be focusing on enhancing customer experience. It means that the customer will have some personalized laundry service, right? They have, and then there will be like predictive maintenance that being done, so there won't be any broken machine when they went to the outlet, and they will have like apps integration, right? For the operator itself, that you have to make some data, we call it data-driven decision making, which you can actually optimize your price strategy, improve your inventory management, and you can actually have this so-called target marketing campaign. It means that because you have the list of customers that are using, start using your service, and they are members of your brand itself, and you can actually interact and have a conversation to them, right? By optimizing pricing strategy, it means that like, for example, you just increase, how is it affect your profitability when you increase the price by 50% or when you increase the price by 50 cents itself, right? How is the changes? How much is the changes, right? And then of course things like emerging technology will be like the artificial intelligence that we see will be prominent, right? And then the Internet of Things, which is what Londro is currently providing data security and transparent and compliances as we are getting more and more conscious about how the customer data being protected from you and how we protect your customer data also, right? So this is what we see the future of the data management, which is we call it as a your the single source of truth lah. In the end, you can rely on non-road to be your single source of truth, right? So you have the imagine you have a multiple channel of information and you have multiple system that is currently available in your current business operation. You have sales, you have gas, you have inventory, you have consumable information. How do you actually populate it into a single visible dashboard allow to you to make a better decision for your business, right? So I hope it provide you some insight in so-called for you to understand what is a single source of truth, right? And how you can actually utilize single source of truth to actually make a smart decision, data-driven decision, and strategic move for your business itself, right? So if there is any FAQ, you have any question that you think of during this period, you can ask also. Or Christy, is there any question that you think that is asked by the audience? You can let me know.
Yes, sure. So for those who wanna hear another point of view about your question, can click on Q&A button below your screen. Yeah.
Yeah, let's wait for a while, see whether there's any question that's been asked by our audience.
Okay, so I see there is some question coming in, and please answer the question about what types of data are most valuable to centralize in an SSOT, a self-service laundry business.
Uh, so in our perspective, right, if you talk about the most valuable data as a as a self-service laundry, what will be the information that is important for you, right? At the, so you can see in the I have a few in the list. Like the first one is your machine status, your uh, usage data, right? For example, your machine availability, the usage pattern, right? The cycle completion, right? When you can actually tell the customer, oh, your the wash is already complete, you can go and pick up your store, or the machine is available in this time, you can go and use our service, right? This this will help you to have this, we call it efficient efficient scheduling, that you can actually offload the peak hour period into some lesser productive hour, right? Okay, this will be important for you. And of course, we talk about customer. The second thing will be customer data. Customer data like their preference, what are the usage, what are the usage history, right? The point, what are their reward, how is their engagement with you, right? And their feedback, right? Their feedback, their review on the service that you provide, right? This is important because in the end, self-service learning exists as a retail business. The personal experience, the customer experience is important for them. And if you were to make some targeted promotion, there will be a good reference area for you to have a look, right? Second thing we talk about, the third thing we talk about the paid transaction data. Transaction data is like your payment record, right? How is the your revenue report? How is the ratio of the different type of payment channel, right? So you know that whether the trend is going upward and in this direction, or it's actually don't need, it's on the other way. Then you can make your adjustment, right? And things like refund adjust. If you make any refund, right, you want it to be um, trackable. You want there's a traceability happen during for the refund. So you don't want you don't want people to abuse the mechanism that you have for refund. So all these are important for you, right? Of course, then we talk about the inventory, like your detergent, your supply, your softener, your the one that in the outlet in they're using, the one that in your warehouse, the one that is keeping in the outlet specifically, because you don't want any shortage to happen, right? You want to streamline all this process. You know that when they are running out soon, then you need to purchase them early, right? And then, of course, last but not least, we have this promotional data, right? Promotional data will be like, operational data, like your maintenance log, your repair history, right? When is the last time that you fix the machine? So you can see in to summarize it, your operational data, your customer data, your inventory data, your transactional data, and your machine status, right? So I hope that answer your question.
Okay, so we have one more question about what are some cost-effective solutions for smaller self-service laundry to establish a basic single source of truth without overwhelming upfront the investment.
To 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 establish this single source of truth, right? Without massive investment, a few ways that you can consider is that like things, if you have the sufficient, okay, if you have sufficient money, you can review everything. But if you don't have, right, you can use subscription service, which is like what we offer, the what Laundro is offer, a subscription service, for you to actually aggregate all the information into the single platform and then make some decision based on the information that is provide the subscription service, right? And of course, you want to look for something that is able to scale, right? There's a constant support, continuous support, right? Or the second thing, you have some background, you have some technical teams, so you have some knowledge, right? Then you can start to consider some of the available platform that you can use, like open source platform. But of course, it may not be so user friendly, but it's something that is open source and you can use it through some tweak on your site, right? With your team itself. The most basic one, the simplest way that you can do it is using spreadsheet. It's Excel. For example, your Google Sheet, Microsoft Excel, right? Although it will not be ideal for you for bigger organization, but it's a low hanging fruit. You can start it anytime. But I believe you already practicing it, and only that it's harder. It take more time for you to consolidate the data, but you can do that. That is a very easy way, very effective way for you to capture all the information, right? And also, one thing you have to know is that you have to do that, right? You also need to identify what is the most critical metrics that you need to capture, right? Just now I mentioned a lot, right? I mentioned your like customer data, your loyalty activity, your transactional data, your your machine usage, your but for you to do it in a smaller scale, not so expensive way, or even on your own, you have to identify what is the most critical information that you want to capture. Then then it will then it will be a so-called we call it a core parameter or core data point that you capture. Then you can use that as a good reference before you go deeper into more information. Yeah.
Alright, alright. Thank you, Hanjong, for the valuable information. I think for today's session will be end here, and I hope you guys willingly to help us to fill up our form after this webinar. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you all for joining us.
Yes, yes. I appreciate your feedback, if possible, for you to know whether we have done a good job in delivering the knowledge and you achieve your goal in understanding what you're trying to know in through this webinar. And okay, not to forget that we have another webinar coming on the 20th of June. It will be talking about the customer experience in the unattended experience in the unattended business, right? How is it significant and how is it important? How they help? What you should do to help you to enhance the customer experience, especially in the context of unattended business like self-service laundry itself, right? I think
Alright.
yeah, that's all from me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your time that you spend with us, right?
Yep.
Okay. So